Well, isn't that a sight for sore eyes? भाई क्रिकेट इंडियन क्रिकेट के दुनिया में अब सिर्फ अच्छी खबरें आ रही है because ऋषभ पंत is just put this out for us to look back, enjoy and get excited about. दिल्ली कैपिटल्स के जो कप्तान है शायद कप्तानी करेंगे, बल्लेबाजी करेंगे इसी आक्रमणी अंदाज में, क्या कीपिंग भी करेंगे, इसके पीछे ढेर सारे सवाल है. But how good is it to see Rishabh Pant with the pads on, batting in the nets again in the indoor facilities, and we hope his return to main action is not far away. भाई जिस तरह मैंने कहा कि आजकल अच्छी खबरें आ रही है. This is the first FTB live in the lifetime of little Akaay Kohli. So big congratulations to Virat, Anushka and the whole family. And of course on FTB live we are going to give you all the very latest. Ranchi test हमारी तरफ आ ही रहा है. ऋषभ पंत ने एक वीडियो डाला है कौन खेलेगा रांची में, क्या होगा ऋषभ पंत के बारे में. और अब तो है भाई, जब मेरा जन्म हुआ था ना, आई वॉज वेरी क्लोज टू बीइंग कॉल्ड रोहन, बट देन दे वेंट फॉर रौनक. तो जो नाम आपने देखा ना, वो मेरा नाम नहीं, वरुण देशमुख का नाम है. एंड देन देयर इज जॉर्ज बिनोय एज वेल जॉइनिंग अस, इंडिया एडिटर ESPN क्रिकेट एंड अ रेगुलर FTV insider. I've already got all the, or whatever that could go wrong is out of the way now, so only good things will happen. So let's start with the Rishabh Pant post, because रोहन हम काफ़ी सारी बातें सुन रहे थे. You know, if we talk about what was going around, will he keep, will he play the whole season, will he play as a pure batter? After that video, what can we assume?
तो ऋषभ का जो है ना अभ्यास काफ़ी दिनों से चल ही रहा है. इनफैक्ट एशिया कप से जो है मैदान पर आने लगे. उनके जो ट्रेनर है, इंडियन टीम के भी ट्रेनर है रजनीकांत जो है, उनके साथ वो काफ़ी जो है फिटनेस की जो है फिटनेस का अभ्यास कर रहे थे, फिटनेस ड्रिल्स चल रहे थे. इंडिया का जब मैच भी हुआ था बेंगलुरु में, उसके पहले इंडिया के नेट्स होने के पहले ऋषभ पंत जो है नेट्स में भी उतरे थे और उन्होंने बैटिंग करने का जो है शुरुआत वहाँ से किया था. एंड नाउ ऑब्वियसली the first thing that we have seen, and the striking visual really Ronak and George would be to see him keep, because that is something which there were question marks about कि कितने जल्दी वो कीपिंग कर सकते हैं. Obviously these are baby steps towards it, and the fact that you have an impact player rule in IPL, so
Yes.
obviously he can play as an impact player. So शुरुआत तो जैसे कि रिकी पॉन्टिंग ने भी कहा था कि वो बल्लेबाजी से ही करेंगे, but really good to see the visuals of Rishabh Pant keeping, because those are the baby steps that he is now taking, and really it will take some time for him to come back to his keeping fitness. But as far as batting is concerned, shades of old Rishabh Pant over there.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we must take this one step at a time. It's just such a miraculous story itself. It was a life-threatening incident, so we're very happy that firstly Rishabh has not only recovered, but it looked like his resumption to cricket won't be far away. लेकिन सवाल सबके मन में यही है कि what timeline can we expect for Pant to seriously challenge for the Indian team, George? I think Delhi, there are many options. He could certainly play as a batter. He could ease his way in as an impact sub. लेकिन जहाँ तक मैं सुन रहा था that if he has a good IPL, is he a serious contender for the T20 World Cup so soon after? How would you look at that?
So the first step, Ronak, is our colleague Shashank Kishore, did a story that Pant has been playing simulation games along with Hardik in Alur, just outside Bangalore, and apparently he batted there without much discomfort. He did not keep though. So that is the progression, and eventually if he gets through the IPL unscathed. See, the thing is they have to name that provisional squad by May 1st. So I think it'll be a stretch for Pant to make it to the World T20 team if he does, if his fitness is okay. But anything could happen. Like, we can't rule out anything really, but I think that's a little bit optimistic. I'm really hoping he will be back for the Test series in Australia at the end of the year.
Okay, interesting.
Sure.
There is some cricket at home just after that T20 World Cup. There's also a tour to Zimbabwe. I wonder if that might actually present a nice opportunity for Rishabh Pant, not only as a return, but who knows, maybe a lot of players will be rested. You could see him as a leadership option, but one step at a time, baby steps. And as far as baby steps go, congratulations to the Kohli family. Wonderful news coming in last evening. Confirmation from Virat as well as Anushka that they've been blessed with a second child. And that also puts at ease whatever concerns that might have been there with his fans. Of course, Laudits coming in from all over the cricketing world, likes of Sachin Tendulkar, Kevin Peterson, Virender Sehwag. And nice, he's gone in detail. Sachin खुद ही दो बच्चों के बाप है भाई और क्या कमाल का करियर रहा है इनका. तो he's sharing more records with Kohli as things stand. But as we look at the cricketing angle of it, our best wishes from FTB Live to the Kohli family. This is putting to ease what was the reason behind Kohli's absence, and it was a very rare and prolonged absence, George. I don't think we've ever seen Kohli take such a long absence either for injury or even for personal reasons, but we know now that this is what merited his time away. Who knows, is he even in contention to come back for the 5th test? I don't know.
Yeah, coincidentally, the last time he took a break during a test series was for the birth of his first child in Australia. I think he played the first test and then missed the rest of that series. This time, he had to take a sudden leave at the start of the series and has missed 3 tests and now the 4th. I don't know whether he'll be back for the 5th. The series is done and dusted in Ranchi. Probably may not. If it's 2-2, the team management might send him an, SOS. But who knows? We'll see. Take that when it comes. But yeah, great news for Virat and Anushka, and yeah, wishing them all the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's move our attention to the Ranchi Test. Where there's a series which India well ahead in. इसके बारे में काफ़ी सारी बातें हमने कल और परसों भी की थी with Rohan and with George. But now that we have confirmation, Rohan, हम speculate ही कर रहे थे, कल तक अंदाजा ही लगा रहे थे कि शायद जसप्रीत बुमराह नहीं खेलेंगे और अब इसकी भी शायद पुष्टि हो गई कि KL राहुल भी शायद नहीं खेलेंगे. But as far as Bumrah's ruling out goes, what can we expect? What is the latest coming through from the venue? Is Mukesh Kumar in line to return and join the playing 11? Akash Deep है अब भी टीम के साथ. What's the latest?
तो आज एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस भी हुई शुभमन गिल के और उन्हें भी विराट कोहली के बारे में पूछा गया था, उनके एब्सेंस के बारे में. और शुभमन ने जो है कहा था कि जिस तरह से जो है विराट नहीं है तो ऑब्वियसली सब मिस करते हैं, लेकिन उसके बावजूद जो है वो है बाकी प्लेयर्स ने जो है काफ़ी स्टेप अप किया है. नए प्लेयर्स को मौका मिला, नए प्लेयर्स ने जो है वो अपॉर्चुनिटी ली है परफॉर्म करने की. उसके बाद बात हुई जसप्रीत बुमराह की कि जसप्रीत बुमराह ऑब्वियसली पेस अटैक लीड करते हैं, लेकिन उन्हें जो है रेस्ट दिया गया है. तो ऑब्वियसली सिराज एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं हम कि वो फास्ट बॉलिंग यूनिट को लीड करेंगे. लेकिन राजकोट में जिस तरह से आज नेट्स हुए, और जॉर्ज से मैं इससे पहले भी बात कर ही रहा था कि नेट्स में एक्चुअली क्या हुआ था. वी वर ट्राइंग टू गैदर इन्फॉर्मेशन एज टू व्हाट हैपेंड. वन इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग हैपेंड वाज सीइंग मुकेश कुमार और आकाश दीप बोथ bowling with the new ball to the top order of Indian batsmen. So basically रोहित, यशस्वी, शुभमन को नए बॉल से मुकेश एंड आकाशदीप वो बोलिंग. नॉर्मल सर्कमस्टेंसेस में हम कहेंगे ऑब्वियसली ओपनिंग बैट्समैन है तो दे विल फेस अगेंस्ट न्यू बॉल बॉलर्स एंड द न्यू बॉल, बट कंसिडरिंग दी सर्कमस्टेंसेस हियर कि यहाँ पर सिराज अकेले न्यू बॉल बॉलर है, तो क्या आकाश और मुकेश के बीच ये स्ट्रेट अवे एक शूट ऑफ कॉन्टेस्ट वहाँ पे चल रहा था. दैट इज समथिंग विच वी वुड नीड टू फाइंड आउट फ्रॉम मोर अबाउट व्हाट हैपेंड ओवर देयर. Another thing that was what we saw or what happened over there was the way the pitch has been made. पिच के बारे में भी वहाँ पर है बातचीत हुई थी. खासकर ऑली पोप जो है इंग्लैंड के बल्लेबाज, जब वो प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करने आए ना, उन्होंने कहा कि ये जो विकेट है ना ये कुछ अलग सा विकेट है. इट्स नॉट सिमिलर टू द वंस विच वर देयर बिफोर. वो एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं खास करके इंग्लैंड is expecting that India will go in with 4 spinners. Now that is something which how England is probably trying to read the wicket, क्योंकि उन्होंने कहा अभी पानी डाला हुआ था इसमें, तो कल आके देखेंगे फिर कि किस तरह से जो है विकेट दिख रही है. ये भी कहा कि वहाँ पर क्रैक से थोड़ा फ्लेकी टाइप काइंड ऑफ अ विकेट है, which is not something which they saw before in the series. So England is possibly expecting कि इंडिया 4 स्पिनर्स के साथ जाए.
Yeah, and I think the venue point comes here, George, isn't it? क्योंकि रांची का जो स्टेडियम है, it's one of the recent test venues for India. We've only seen 2 test matches there, and by evidence of what we've seen, if fans are thinking, can India, in the absence of Bumrah, play 4 spinners and expect a turner, or almost try and find themselves on a turner that might turn from day one, that may or may not be true of Ranchi.
I've got to love this pitch talk before every test match in India. It always keeps it interesting, the build up. So Ranchi, the previous test in 2019 was against South Africa. There, if you take you back to that match, I think India batted first, scored very big, nearly 500 runs with I think Pujara maybe getting Rohit making a double, I think, and then Rahane also scored 100. And then what happened was it wasn't a raging turnout. There was lots of reverse swing and bounce there, and Shami and Umesh Yadav ran through South Africa twice, and it was an innings win for India. So I don't know how the pitch has been prepared this time. We're hearing that yes, it might be more sprint friendly and the four spinner strategy. I've never it's been a long time since India played with only one fast bowler. So it'll be interesting to see if they
Yes.
deviate from that plan, given that they haven't in the first three tests of the series. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think also it's rare that India in their home tests have not had both Bumrah and Shami, when they decide to play this kind of attack. So we'll wait and see. But Ranchi का जो surface है, it's not known to be a rank turner. वहाँ पे pitch prepare करना इतना आसान नहीं है जितना शायद in other parts of the world. But is Brendan McCullum really फोकस्ड ऑन पिच टॉक? बिकॉज जो कोच है इंग्लैंड के हेड कोच है भाई, बातें तो बहुत अच्छी करते हैं. मुझे ऐसे कोच बहुत पसंद है जो हेडलाइन देते हैं, हमें बात करने के लिए ढेर सारी चीज़ें देते हैं, मसाला डालते हैं. हम अगले मैच में वापसी करेंगे और भारत को प्रेशर में डालेंगे. उम्मीद करता हूँ अगले 7 से 8 दिन में हम ये बात कर रहे होंगे कि आखिरी मैच के सीरीज का फैसला होगा. ही बेसिकली वांट्स टू गो इनटू अ डिसाइडर इन द फाइनल टेस्ट इन धर्मशाला. That's the one beautiful thing of this. I mean, there are many beautiful things about it, but you never think like this is a team, at least when they're talking to the outside world, Rohan, George, that this is a team that's under pressure. They believe no peak is too high. Everything can be scaled. Even Stokes, after that massive record-crushing defeat, is saying we can still win it 3-2. And somewhere you sense it's not just talk. I'm sure in the dressing room there's that feeling also. Fine, we could easily just win this and win the series.
रौनक, फिलहाल स्टार स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क पर स्काई स्पोर्ट्स का वो पॉडकास्ट चल रहा है नासिर हुसैन और एथरटन के बीच में, और उन्होंने काफ़ी मज़ेदार बात कही. उन्होंने कहा कि दिस इंग्लैंड एनवायरनमेंट इज सच, इट बिलीव्स इन सो मच ऑफ पॉजिटिविटी कि there's a possibility that if a batsman gets out on a duck by playing a bad you may call in a current scenario, current situation, like in baseball terms, like a good shot but otherwise a bad shot, there's a possibility McCullum will come to you और उन कंधे पे हाथ रख के कहे कि कोई बात नहीं, आउट हो गए, next time try to hit it better. So every kind of a talk that is happening over there, or whatever we are reading or listening from the former cricketers, is that it's all about positivity, spreading positivity. इसलिए 600 रनों की बात, जो it's an impossible task, एक कि 600 रन इंडिया में चेज हो जाए. उसके बाद कि यशस्वी जायसवाल जिस तरह से बैटिंग कर रहे हैं वो बेसबॉल को देख के उन्होंने सीखा है. So he wants to keep a positive kind of environment. And let's be honest, it has made the test series very interesting. Because everyone is on a tenterhook. So it's good viewing for us कि जिस तरह से बातें हो रही है, पॉजिटिव बातें हो रही है, let it be, let us enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you have a long test series, there's nothing like these subplots and these quotes coming in that make for a compelling, almost a drama series, a web series over a month with multiple episodes. That's what happened when Australia came here with the brain fade episode. So much happened. But then there are these odd series where nothing happens. This is not one series, George. I think no matter what the result will be, India could go on and win this 3-1, 4-1. England might level it, draw it, whatever. This is already a memorable series, isn't it?
Yeah, and a lot of that is because England are so convinced that this is their best chance. If they play this way, it gives them their best chance to win in India. A defensive game will not take them very far in these conditions, So just by the nature of that fact, whether it's when they're bowling with Stokes' funky fields and his bowling changes and all of that, it always keeps it interesting. Tactics to various batters, and then when they come out to bat, there's always something happening. Otherwise that the old stereotype used to be once India starts bowling in a test match, people generally, tend to tune out and they prefer to watch India bat. But now here, because there's always something happening, always a chance of a wicket, to see how the Indian bowlers are going to cope against these batters. It's very, very watchable test cricket. And a lot of that is down to how England come and, play the way they do.
यू नीड टीम्स लाइक दिस भाई. अगर टेस्ट क्रिकेट को वॉचेबल बनाना है, एंटरटेनिंग बनाना है, तो ऐसी टीम्स तो हमें चाहिए ही. आई एम वेरी एंटरटेन विद दिस टीम, सो आई थैंक यू वेरी मच टू जॉर्ज बिनॉय एज वेल एज रोहन देशमुख. आपके साथ ढेर सारी बातें हम करते रहेंगे. कल आखिरी एक ट्रेनिंग सेशन होगा बिफोर द 4th टेस्ट, तो विल गेट टू द वेरी लेटेस्ट एज वी ऑलवेज ट्राई बेस्ट टू डू राइट हियर ऑन फॉलो द ब्लूज. शाम 5 बजे होगी फिर मुलाकात. एंड फॉलो अस ऑन आवर सोशल हैंडल्स एट स्टार स्पोर्ट्स इंडिया. अंटिल देन, गुड बाय.